I am 10 minutes late, and that is 100% my bad. I thought it wouldn't take me long to draw a thumbnail, and I was dead wrong. But aside from that, I think we're ready to go. So, I wanted to read Homestuck because I have friends who want to know about it, and I start explaining it, and they say, you're saying way too much. But I ain't gonna read that. Have you seen the length of it? And I say, yes, I'm in Act 4, and I'm not even halfway through. So, I wanted to read Homestuck because it is charming, and I want the world to know how charming it is, I suppose. And yeah, it's a little cringe, but so are you. Anyways, let's get started. A young man stands in his bedroom. It just so happens that today, the 13th of April, 2009, is the young man's birthday. Though it was 13 years ago he was given life, it's only today he'll be given a name. What will the name... I can't read. I don't have anything that would prevent me. I'm just dumb. What will the name of this young man be? Enter name. Zoosmell Poop Lord. No, try again, smartass. Let's try again. John Egbert. Correct. Your name is John. As was previously mentioned, it is your birthday. A number of cakes are scattered about your room. You have a variety of interests. You have a passion for really terrible movies. You like to program computers, but you're not very good at it. You have a fondness for paranormal lore, and are an aspiring amateur magician. You also like to play games sometimes. What will you do? John, quickly retrieve arms from drawer. Your arms are in your magic chest, Poop Lord. Remove cake from magic chest. Out of sympathy for John's perceived lack of arms, you pick up the cake for him and put it on his bed. John, quickly retrieve arms from magic chest. You quickly retrieve arms from magic chest. You retrieve your fake arms from the chest. These are used for hilarious antics. You capture log them in your Siladex. You have no idea what that actually means, though. There are other items in the chest. John, examine contents of the chest. In here, you keep an array of humorous and mysterious and mystical artifacts, each one a devastating weapon in the hands of a skilled magician or a cunning prankster. You are neither of these things. Among the artifacts are 2 fake arms, currently captulogged in your Siladex, 1 pair of trick handcuffs, 1 stunt sword, 1 magician's hat, 1 pair of Beaglepuss glasses, several smoke pellets, several blood capsules, and 1 copy of Colonel Sacracy's daunting texts of magical frivolity and practical japery, and 1 copy of Harry Anderson's Wise Guy by Mike Kavanagh. Some of this stuff may come in handy at some point. For now, you decide to just take the smoke pellets. Capsulog smoke pellets. You store the smoke pellets in your capsulog cards in your Siladex. You still aren't totally sure what that means, but at least you're starting to get the hang of the vernacular, at least. You have 2 empty capsulog cards remaining. John, equip fake arms. You aren't totally sure if equip is a verb capactic with the abstract behavioral medium in which you dwell, but you give it a try anyways. Unfortunately, you cannot access the fake arms. Their card is underneath the one you just used to capsulog the smoke pellets. You'll have to use the pellets first in order to access the arms. But this is probably unadvisable since you just make your room lousy with smoke. Your Siladex fetch modus is currently dictated by the logic of a stack data structure. You're never all that great with data structures, and you find the concept puzzling and mildly irritating. But with any hope, perhaps you'll advance new, more practical fetch modi for your Siladex with a little more experience. Examine Problem Sleuth poster. Is it even possible to get any more hard-boiled than that? You really doubt it. This poster was one of your wisest purchases. There's a nice spot on the wall next to it. You've been meaning to hang another poster there soon. This will bring you to another, link that you can then figure out what this is. However, to stay on track, we're just going to keep going with this story. Read note on drawer. This note is rich with the aromas of fatherly aftershaves and colognes. Besides the note is a rolled-up poster. Happy birthday, son. I am so proud of you. John, take poster. Another birthday artifact. You wonder what's printed on the poster. You'll need some way to hang it on your wall. John, acquire hammer and nails. They'll come in handy. You first place the hammer into your Siladex, but now with all of your Captcha cards are full, you wonder what will happen if you try to take the nails? You guess it doesn't hurt to try. John, take nails. You Captcha 4 nails into the top card and push all of the artifacts down a card. The fake arms are pushed entirely out of the deck. Oh well, they're probably completely useless anyways, but you probably don't want to do that again, unless you want to drop the smoke pellets and suffer the consequences. In any case, you now feel like you have gathered enough things to get down to business to do some really important stuff. The next thing you'll do will probably be exceptionally meaningful. John, squawk like an imbecile and shit on your desk. This is the dumbest idea you've had in weeks. Stupid, stupid, stupid. And yet, the polished surface of your desk, it beckons. Combine the hammer and nails. You merge the top 2 cards. The hammer and nails are now Captcha on the same card and can be used together. You use the hammer and nails in conjuncture with the card beneath it. Nail poster to wall. Use the hammer, nails, and poster on the blank space on the wall. It's glorious. It's exactly what you wanted. The old man really came through this time. Examine Con Air poster. Put the bunny back in the box. I said put the bunny back in the box. Why couldn't you put the bunny back in the box? Examine Deep Impact poster. Also, for these, I haven't watched any of these movies, so I'm sure there's some really great, tonal stuff I could be doing, but I have no context for it, so sorry. I'm just going to read how I read it. Morgan Freeman, genteel, homespun mannerisms were perfect qualities for a president residing over a crisis. Oceans rise, cities fall, hope survives. Wow. Films about a pending apocalypse fascinate you. Plus, a black president? Now you've seen everything. Examine calendar. You've marked your birthday, the 13th of April. Another day you marked was supposed to be the arrival date for the highly touted Spurb beta launch. It's been 3 days already. It's starting to become a sore subject with you. John, eat cake. You are sick to death of cake. You've been eating it all day, and you have no intention of clogging your Siladex with it either. The cake stays put for now. You hear a notice from your computer. Someone is messaging you. John, examine incoming message. You pull up to your computer. This is where you spend most of your time. You decorate your desktop with some rather handsome wallpaper, which you made yourself. You're really proud of it. Your desktop is also littered with various programming project files. You're so bad at programming sometimes. You wonder why you even bother with it at all. Your PesterChum application is flashing. Someone's trying to get in touch with you. John, open PesterChum. Only one of your chums is logged in. He sent you a message. John, open message. Turntech Godhead began pestering ectobiologist at 1613. Hey, what sort of insane loot did you rake in today? I got a little Monsters poster. It was so awesome. I'm gonna watch it again today. The apple juice scene was so funny. Oh hell, that's such a coincidence. I just found an unopened container of apple juice in my closet. It's like fucking Christmas up in here. Okay, that's fine. But I just have one question, and then a word of caution. Have you ever seen a movie called Little Monsters starring Howie Mandel and Fred Savage? But the seal on the bottle is unbroken. Are you suggesting someone put piss in my apple juice at the factory? All I'm saying is, don't you think Monster Howie Mandel has the power to do something as simple as reseal a bottle? Try using your brain, numbnuts. What did the fat kid or whoever drank it know what piss tasted like? I mean, his reaction was nigh instantaneous. It was the 15th day in a row Howie Mandel peed in his juice. Okay, I can accept that. Monster B-list celebrity douchebags are cunning and persistent pranksters. Also, Fred Savage has a really punchable face. But who cares about this? Let's stop talking about it. Did you get the beta yet? No. Did you? Man, I got 2 copies already. But I don't care. I'm not going to play it or anything. The game sounds boring. You see how it got slammed in Game Bro? Game Bro is a joke and we both know it. Yeah. Why don't you go check your mail? Maybe it's in there now. Alright. I should probably be doing more of a voice, but I don't know. I don't know how to do voices, except for when I do. And I don't think I know how to do these voices. Oh, look out window. John. Sorry. You see the view of your yard from your window. Hanging from the tree is your tire swing. In a kid's yard, a tree without a tire swing is like a proper gentleman without a monocle. That is to say, he can hardly be considered a terrible, proper gentleman at all. And there beside your driveway is the mailbox. John, examine mailbox. The little red arm swingy delay thing or whatever it's called is flipped up. What the hell is that thing called anyways? You don't have time for these semantics. The red flippy lever thing means you have new mail, and that means the beta might be here. John, go outside and check mailbox. You're about to hurry downstairs when you hear a car pull into the driveway. Looks like your dad has returned from the grocery store. Oh, great. He's beating you to the mail. John, forget it. Check the mail later. If you do go downstairs to get it, he will likely monopolize hours of your time. You decide to chill up here for a while until the dust settles. Sometimes it feels like you're trapped in this room, stuck, if you will, in a sense which possibly borders on the titular. And now your chum's pestering you again. The clockwork of friendship turns ceaselessly, operating the swingy levered delays of harassment in perpetuity. Whatever, this dude can hold his damn horses. John, examine games on CD rack. You've put countless man-hours into the assortment of quality titles. And we can see what they look like. There's Bard Quest, The Caper Havers, Problem Sleuth, and It Don't Stop. Ooh, What Pumpkin? Ghostbusters 2 MMORPG, Little Monsters, and Harry Anderson, Call My Bluff. John, read Colonel Sacrecy's daunting texts. You decide to consult with the Colonel's bottomless wisdom. Good grief, this thing's huge. It could kill a cat if you dropped it on it. But to really dig into this hefty book, you'll have to capture log it. You're not sure if you're ready to log jam your other artifacts beneath it just yet. John, capture log fake arms, again. What'd you just say? You don't want to clog up your... Jesus. In a momentary lapse of concentration, you accidentally capture log the arms again. John, set Petrum status to bully. You don't think the situation is quite dire enough to go all the way to rancherous, but you still feel the Pesterchum's line should reflect your mood change in some way. Bully will have to do, you guess. This unsurprisingly does nothing whatsoever. Oh right, you forgot. Your chum's still pestering you. John, answer chum. Is it there? Please say yes. Maybe you can play with TT. She's been pestering me all day about it. She's macking on me so hard all the time, I start to feel embarrassed for her. I mean, not that I can blame her or anything. Yes, it is understandable because you're really attractive. I'm attracted to you. Thank you. JK. No, I don't have it yet. My dad has the mail, and I guess I should go get it from him and see if it's there. And I've been busy spending all afternoon shitting around with my stupid Silodex. It's so frustrating. What's your modus? What? How do you retrieve artifacts from it? Oh, like one at a time, I guess? And if I put too much in, something falls out. Stack. Ha 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 ha. What's yours? Hash map. My bro taught me a few tricks. He basically knows everything and is awesome. The hell's that? You should probably brush up on your data structures. I guess. Did you at least allocate your strife specibus? No. It could free up a card for you. Plus let you attack stuff whenever things get too hot to handle. Which is never. What have you got? Well, I've got a hammer, but it's strapped under some arms. Wow, you really suck at this, don't you? Just get rid of the arms, then allocate the hammer to the specibus. How? I don't know, just use the arms on any old thing and see if it works. John, combine fake arms with cake. You stick the fake arms in the cake on your bed. Definitely makes the cake at least 300% more hilarious. You're sure Colonel Sacraces would know the precise index of elevated hilarity. John, allocate hammer to strife specibus. Hammer kind, probably. It's not German. You check the back of your strife specibus for the kind abstract you have in mind for it. John, select hammer. Your strife specibus has been allocated with the hammer kind abstract. I don't know how to read. Abstratus. Try drinking some water. Maybe that'll fix it. Abstratus. The hammer has been moved from your capture log deck to your strife deck. John, report progress to TG. Okay, I did it. Hammer kind? Yeah. Okay, well, that will be the permanent allocation for your specibus. I guess I should have mentioned that. Hope you like hammers, dude. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. I can't imagine it's going to be all that relevant. John, capture log, Colonel's big book. Now that you got some space in your Sylladex to work with, you figured you might as well start squandering it immediately. Ordinarily, this ridiculous book would be way too heavy to carry around in any practical way. You guess maybe this is the one respect in which the cards present some convenience. John, examine Game Bro magazine. Game Bro. Spurb. Why the game of the year, whatever, isn't as good as some other stuff that I like better. John, read article. So, okay. Spurb is the new game that lots of cats seem to be hella pumped of, and this beta's sitting on my desk for review, so I'm like, yeah man, I'll write something. But I don't know, I'm like, so is this about houses or some noise? That's fine, I'm sure that's some fucking dynamite in a handbag for some brosifs. But all I'm saying is, when you get to thrash anything, while you're playing house or some shit, are you ever gonna get in jeopardy of getting mud on your doll dress or whatever from busting out, and I quote, the mad stunts all wicked up-ins? Know what I'm saying, bro yo ma? I didn't actually play this game, but I gave it a 1.5 hats out of 5 hats to keep it real. At this point, I'll give a shout out to my boy Dennis, who was over the other day. We were gonna chill in front of the Dark Knight, and he was so psyched of it, y'all. So this one time, he was leaning against the screen door, and that shit popped open, and the back deck was wet, and he slipped, down the steps and broke his thumb on the lawn. It wasn't a long fall, but hey, I guess the thumb bone wasn't made for supporting the brunt of a huge useless tool against wet grass. We never did watch Dark Knight, an account of Ron's trucking his ball and candy ass girth to the hospital. But it's cool. I got another watch of me, Brotel Rwanda. Bro notes. Dennis was so wasted. I mean, damn. Rating for Spurb, 1.5 out of 5. John, I'm sorry. You can read something in your head and be like, oh, that's ridiculous. And then the moment you try to read it out loud, you're just like, oh, this is ridiculous. And it makes you crack up more than reading in your head. John, capture log, Game Bro. It might come in handy if you ever need something that burns easily. John, capture log, Magician's Hat. You expend your final card on the Magician's Hat. John, get funny glasses too. You don't have a free card in your Sylladex. However, you're able to merge the Beaglepuss with the Magician's Hat to create a clever disguise. John, wear disguise to fool Dad. John? Who is this John you speak of? You're quite certain there's never been, nor ever will be... Yeah, this is a really shitty disguise. While you're wearing the items, they remain on the card, but it is temporarily removed from the deck, thus freeing up the cards beneath it. John, leave room. You exit into the hallway. On one wall hangs a picture of a fella who sure knows how to have a laugh. A man after your own heart. You always thought he looked a lot like Michael Cera, but your dad swears on the many hallowed tombs of Egypt that it's not. You're not sure about what that's about, though. On the other wall is one of your dad's stupid clowns, Harlequins, as he's quick to correct anyone who would venture such a brazen assumption. John, go downstairs. The accursed odor of fresh baking wafts into your newfound nostrils. Something's brewing in the kitchen. It must be the connivings of your arch-nemesis, Betty Crocker, and the rich, buttery aroma of her plot stinks to high heavens. This mission's going to be more difficult than you imagined. Admire Harlequins. You check out the shelves of fanciful Harlequins. Look at this fucking garbage. You hate this stuff. Funny's funny, but your dad sure can be a real cornball. Sometimes at night, you pray for burglars. John, examine fireplace. The bright orange flames flickers in the fireplace. Doesn't matter that it's April and not terribly chilly outside. In a home, a fireplace needs a fire, because that's what a fireplace is for. A fire belongs in a fireplace, damn it. Categorically, at all times without exception. As domestic myth of unaccountable origin holds, a home borrows the spirit of the flames for as long as it makes a guest of it, much as the moon takes liberty with the sun's rays. The moon, an errant theft, and her pale fire she snatches from the sun. Mark Twain. You're almost certain Mark Twain said that. John, toss Game Bro into fire. It doesn't burn as quickly as you hoped. Each Game Bro magazine is guaranteed to be printed on 40% recycled asbestos. For big ups to Mother Earth. Yo. For big ups to Mother Earth, yo. John, fondly regard cremation. You examine the sacred urn containing your departed Nana's ashes. When your father gives her portrait a wistful glance now and then, you can tell it brings back painful memories. A tall bookshelf, a ladder, and unabridged Colonel Sacracies. He never wants to talk about it. John, topple urn. You clumsily mishandle the sacred urn, ashes everywhere. In retrospect, upon mulling cinematic tropes regarding ash-filled urns, this outcome was a virtual certainty. You probably better clean it up before Dad finds it. John, combine father's pipe with clever disguise. Did I miss a page? No, I didn't. You think now would be a good time to beef up your clever disguise. John, examine oversized gift. Champ, you can do anything if you put your mind to it. I believe in you. Contemplating what could be inside this package is sort of exciting, but it makes you a little nervous at the same time. John, open large present. Oh, hell no. John, captchalogue ashes. First, you prop the Harlequin doll up on the couch. Having in the middle of the floor quickly sprawled out all akimbo like that struck you as unseemly. You captchalogue the ashes to your available card. Combine ashes with urns. You merge the sacred urn with the ashes. Most of the ash is back in the urn, but it's a total mess. Really, it probably would have been tidier if you just used a broom and dustpan. John, put urn back. No one will be the wiser. Except for maybe people with eyes. John, go get fake arms again. You just got another Brilliant idea for something you can do with these pointless arms. You pry them out of the cake and capture log them. Looks like Pester Chum's acting up. John, examine third and fourth walls of the room. John, check Pester Chum. Another one of your chums is messaging you. John, check message. TT, I understand you have recently come into possession of the beta release of the Game of the Year, as featured in the respectable periodicals such as Game Bro magazine. That's an ugly rumor. Whoever told you that's a filthy liar, and you should probably stop hitting on him all the time or whatever. I just can't control myself. I must have a weakness for insufferable pricks. Anyways, I still haven't checked the mail. My dad has it. I'm gonna go get it from him, so BRB. John. What? You're wearing one of your disguises now, aren't you? You're typing to me right now while wearing something ridiculous. No. Why would you even think that? That's so stupid. Okay. Why don't you go get the game from your father? All right. Wish me luck. Oh, BTW. JK, I was wearing a funny disguise the whole time. Gotcha. I know, John. John, go back downstairs. You can now execute the brilliant idea you had. There should be just enough frosting on the fake arms to serve as an adequate adhesive. John, attach arms to doll. You don't care what Colonel Sacrisy says. This makes it at least 1,000,000% funnier. John, inspect burnt paper on the floor. Broblerone. You put this back in the fire, where it belongs. John, throw present wrap in fire. As long as you're cleaning up. John, captcha-log doll. You can carry hefty items, but that thing's just way too big. Get real. Besides, you don't even want it. John, read Colonel Sacrasy's text. The creepy crawlies. Hell's bells, we're having a mighty sporting time of it. Hold fast, my intrepid fellow pranksmiths. We've merely nicked the mahogany in our japing chests. If I may direct the incisive oogle of your bigopus to the wriggling regency of rubber bugs. I'm sorry, my mom's gonna go crazy here because I'm leaning in to read the tiny Colonel Sacrisy stuff. Rubber bugs, plastic parasites, squirming serpents, pliable pests, and every such order and phyllis of creepy crawlies. Land sakes alive, we're cooking with petrol now. The further exhibits we shall dwell on artificial use of your exploits. Is your pappy's rod and reel handy? What about a bit of iron cord? It shouldn't prove elusive. Bring those withering rascals to life and set the nerves of some old maid to the wreck of Hesperus. Do you have balsam aunt who never seems troubled to find ways with your sunny afternoons? A broad, splintery fence? A bucket of whitewash, perhaps? By gum, you'll fix her wagon. And one of that tawny gent who puts his lackadaisies leer near the sarsaparilla fount. You'll have that listless octoroon find the spring in his step just yet. You thought about consulting the text to determine exactly how hilarious the doll is now. But this text is way too big to navigate in a timely fashion. You decide to forget it. John, find Dad and retrieve mail. The door on the left leads to the kitchen, from which the smell of baking wafts, a powerful aroma, which could lift an especially portly hobo off his feet. The door on the right leads to the study, where your dad spends a lot of time. He could be in either room. Where will you go? John, go in the study. Doesn't look like he's in here right now. John, examine Father's desk. On the desk, there is a deck of playing cards, one of your dad's pipes, the April issue of the Serious Jester magazine, and a stray captcha-log card. There's also a can of peanuts on the desk. Oh, Dad, you won't be falling for that one again anytime soon. Severe peanut allergy is a terrible affliction to cope with. John, upgrade costume with hat from the rack. You swap the magician's hat with the bowler hat. This disguise is now somewhat less funny, but a lot more distinguished looking. John, combine second pipe with clever disguise. Your dad maintains numerous pipes around the household. A father without a pipe is like a strapping roughneck without a toothpick. That is to say, he is a rather piss-poor excuse for a roughneck, if you ask me. You'd rather not take the pipe, though. This first one tastes bad enough as it is. How you suffer for your comedy. John, examine capsulog card. Yes, this will be perfect for expanding the space in your John, capsulog card. John, play haunting piano refrain. Pages including sound will be preceded by an S in this command. John, play 52 pickup. You play the prankster's favorite card game, even though you're alone in the room, thus rendering it an especially foolish version of solitaire. So stupid. Look at this mess. The peanut gallery over there is getting a kick out of it. You're allergic to their scorn. John, attempt to leave the house. You go back to the living room and contemplate checking the mailbox outside. You think perhaps you should exhaust all possibilities before plunging headfirst into a dad encounter. The television is currently airing a commercial. John, exit. You exit the house. John, check mail. Predictably, the mailbox is empty. You have already been scoped by your father. The streets are empty. Wind skims the void, keeping neighbors apart, as if grazing the hollow of a cut reed, or say, a plundered mailbox. A familiar note is produced. It's the one desolation plays to keep its instrument in tune. It's your 13th birthday, and with all 12 preceding it, something feels missing from your life. The game presently eluding you is only the latest sleight of hand in the repertoire of the unseen riddler, one to engender a sense of not mirth, but of lack. His coarse schemes are those of less of a prankster, more than a less of a prankster than a common pickpocket. His riddle is absence itself. It is a mystery dispelling altogether, like the moon's faint reflection, with even one pebble of inquiry dropped in all of its black well, is the most diabolical riddle of all. Absence diminishes little passions and increases great ones, as wind extinguishes candles and fans a fire. Walt Whitman. Yes, you are certain Walt Whitman said that. 100% positive. You have a feeling that today is going to be a long day. Leave a surprise for the mailman. No. John, see if your father left the mail in the car. The door is locked, and your dad has the car keys. You peer in through the driver's side window. You don't see any mail, but you do see a green package. There's also something underneath it that looks like a slip of paper. Could these items have come in the mail? You don't see anything else that's usually in the mail, like bills and coupons. Maybe your dad forgot to take this stuff inside. John, spy in the kitchen. You try to get a gander through the kitchen window, but you can't see a whole lot. Seems your dad's been doing so much baking, the glass is steamed up. God, he's so weird. But you can see what's on the table just beside the window. It looks like the mail is there, including among it a red package, some bills, your dad's PDA, and an envelope that appears to be suspiciously labeled with the S-Burb logo. Could it be? Unfortunately, the window is locked. John, go back into the kitchen. You have no other choice. You're going in. Clever disguise? It's time to work your magic. John, enter. Your dad sees right through your costume. You don't know what you were even thinking with this foolish ruse. You unequip the clever disguise. Your dad wields a dreaded artifact of confection. He stands between you and the mail. There's only one way to settle this. Strife! Abjure. I actually didn't catch what those words were. Give me a second. Guardian, rubric, compulsor, domestic. I can't read it. It goes too fast. Aggrieve. Autopatsy. John, retrieve the package and flee to your room. Abscond. He goes to Pyam. You cannot abscond. The pesky guardian is blocking your path. You'll need to engineer some sort of distraction. And now he brandishes yet another artifact of confection. This man's ruthless. You better brace for impact in the most comedically striking fashion possible. John, equip disguise for defense. Beagle Aegis. The Beagle Aegis absorbs the brunt of the trait. Looks like Dad will enjoy the prankster's gambit on that exchange, as is usually the case. Capsulog Python. You take the Python and unequip the Beaglepus glasses. Everything in your Sylladex is pushed back a card. The smoke pellets are ejected from the deck. Yes, this could be just the distraction you were. Nothing happens. What a huge letdown. John, take the cake. When two great forces oppose each other, the victory will go to the one who knows how to yield. Oscar Wilde. Wise words by a man who likely could resist everything but temptation. The cake forces Colonel Sacracy's text out of your Sylladex. A seed. Sacracy, you beautiful bastard. Now's your chance. John, abscond. Now that Dad's busy placating the smoke detector, you can safely sneak away. John, take PDA. You snag your dad's PDA. Maybe later you'll switch the background image to something hilarious as a prank. Besides, might come in handy later. Your spare capture log card is forced out of the Sylladex and consequently integrated with the deck. You now have 5 cards to work with. John, take package. The red package is addressed to you. John, take envelope. You got the Spur Beta. John, exit kitchen. John, get cake on couch. You capsulog the cake on your couch, expelling the Python from the bottom card. John, combine the cakes to make double-decker cake. You then merge the 2 cakes across all 5 cards. Everything in your Sylladex is smushed between the cakes. Why don't you think these things through first? John, retreat upstairs. You pause at the juncture and head down the hall. You're going to need something to clean up the mess you're about to make by dissecting this cake. To the left is the bathroom. To the right is your dad's room. It's locked, and you're forbidden from ever entering. He has secrets. John, go to the bathroom and grab a towel. You enter the bathroom. You can see your backyard from the window. The jewel in its crown is the swing set, which has provided you with years of joy. There's also a spring-mounted pogo ride, which has been responsible for more than one painful injury and has provided you with years of lament. On the sink is your dad's razors. On the rack to the side is fresh towels. John, remove PDA, envelope, and packages from cake. You take the razor and use it to perform surgery on the cake. You take the towel and clean off the extracted goods. John, retrieve your items. The items force the manhandled cake into the toilet, and just like that, your Silodex is full again. God, this thing is annoying. John, go to bedroom. John, admire failure to launch poster. You're not usually into chick flicks, but Matthew McConaughey's cool charisma could salvage any heap of smoldering wreckage. This is your McConaughey wall, a casual shrine to an amazing actor. The film above is a lot better, you think. Can you see her? I want you to picture that little girl. Now imagine she's white. You got us, Matthew. Your smooth talking exposed our latent racism. Damn, you're good. John, check Pesterchum. Garn Gnostic, Gigi, began pestering ectobiologist EB at 6:34.
Hi, happy birthday, John. Hello? Okay, talk to you later.
Garn Gnostic ceased pestering ectobiologist at 6:56. Turntech Godhead began pestering ectobiologist at 16:40. Hey, Gigi's looking for you. Why are you even so popular all of a sudden? Is today some sort of special occasion or something? You do something to curry favor with the ladies? Break your leg on a puppy or some shit? Dude, what are you doing? Turntech Godhead TG is now an idle chum. I discovered a comet that's going to destroy the Earth, and it was named after me. Now I'm famous and everyone wants to talk to me a lot. No, stop. Just no. Don't talk about your awful, stupid movies or make references to them. Your gross man-bro crush on Matt McConaughey is an unsavory thing to behold. McConaughey. It's just a spelling correction. Sounds like a noise a horse would make, i.e. dumb. Equally dumb are all the pictures of that clown you've got hanging up. Those are my dad's. I was talking about Nick Cage. What? No! Oh, no, man. Cage is sweet. So sweet. Haha. So lame. You don't even like him ironically or anything. This is like for real, isn't it? Ha 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 ha. I do things ironically sometimes. What about what I sent you for your birthday? No, those are awesome. What? No, they're stupid. Which was the joke? The ironic joke, get it? Wait, you're actually wearing them, aren't you? I'm wearing them ironically because they're awesome. The fact that they're ironic makes them awesome. And vice versa. Are you taking notes on how to be cool? Jesus, get a fucking pen. You do realize they touched Stiller's weird, sort of gaunt face at some point. Ew, yeah. Oh well. Anyways, speaking of which, did you get the mail?
Yeah.
Did there happen to be a package there?
Yeah, there's a big red one.
You should probably open it.
It would, but it's trapped under the Spur beta, so I'll probably open it after I install the beta.
Oh man, the beta came.
Yeah, want to play it?
No way.
Why not?
It sounds so hells of boring. Just get TT to play it. She's all about that.
Where'd she go?
Her internet is blinking in and out, I guess. Probably be back online soon. Oh, Christ in the sidecar. Are you still using stack modus? Seriously, dude. You need to bone up on your data structures. That shit is just ridiculous.
Okay, I will.
John, open browser and go to mspaintsadventures.com. You decide to space out on the computer for a while before doing anything important. You open the Typhus web browser and direct it to what is indisputably the most amazing website ever created. And then, this, to my knowledge, MS Paint Adventures was the site that Homestuck was originally hosted on before it got its own one. So, it's just a self-referential. MS Paint Adventures, Midnight Crew. The new adventure's okay, but you're not sure if you like it as much as the last one. John, install the Spurb beta. You decide it's time for less meta and more beta. You insert the CD and install the Spurb beta. Spurb version 0.0.1. SkyNet Systems Incorporated, all rights reserved. Spurb client is running. Waiting for server to establish connection. What the fuck is this? John, bone up on data structures. You go to your closet, where you keep a lot of clothes, an array of handy computer programming guides. John, read Data Structures book. Data structures for assholes. I think my rage just crapped its pants. Your ignorance just made me throw up a little. Get a clue, you computer illiterate piece of shit. Free fetch modus in back. You're not really sure you want to dig into this huge tome. Looks really boring, kind of orny. Maybe you'll just check out that free modus instead. Get free fetch modus. You turn to the back cover inside, where a free fetch modus is included in a plastic sleeve. This one is dictated by a logic of queue data structures, operating on a first-in, first-out method, rather than a first-in, last-out stack method of stack. John, apply fetch modus to Sylladex. The captcha log and your Sylladex are no longer immediately accessible. You can only use the item on the bottom card, and must wait for the items on the upper card to be pushed back to it. For instance, the red package is now inaccessible. You can only use the razor at the moment. This modus doesn't strike you as a significant upgrade to your previous one. In fact, it almost seems more inconvenient. You figure you might as well give it a chance, though. John, switch back to stack modus. You suddenly wonder if that's even possible. You don't remember if you ever had a physical card for the stack modus. You find all of this to be a little abstract, and you prefer not to think about it too much. John, put down razor. Put it down? You're not quite sure you understand. John, pick up 2 items. You capture along one of the cakes. You finally found a use for all these loitering pastries. Dead weight. John, get other cake. The second cake causes the razor to launch out of the front of your Sylladex. Good Lord, that beautiful face. You wish the razor would have failed to launch. John, get more stuff. You open your magic chest and captcha one of your favorite books of all times, Wise Guy, by Mike Caverney. There goes the fresh towel. John, might as well grab those cuffs. You take the trick handcuffs, expelling the PDA like a bullet. God damn it. John, open up that package. From EB to EB from TG. You examine the package. It's from one of your internet chums. It's bound in packing tape, though. You'll need something sharp to open it. Of course, the razor. It's all so simple. You wonder why you didn't, John, get razor. John, pick up package again. Let's take this from the top. John, captcha glass shard. You take the glass shards in quick succession and duck for cover. Your Sylladex rains devastation on your room from above. Now that your cards are packed with glass, you probably don't want to do that again anytime soon. You should probably go get that stuff before you forget. John, use the razor on the red package. You open the package. There's something suspicious inside. Something suspiciously dirty and smelly. It is a stuffed bunny, much like the one held hostage briefly by Mikhailovich Cyrus, the virus, while taunting hard luck protagonist Cameron Poe, and strikingly similar to the one scooped up from the soot of the burning Vegas Strip by Cage's Poe and offered to his daughter, a gesture symbolic of a tattered exterior surrounding a heart of gold. Poe wasn't much to look at. He was a good man. But no, it's not merely like the bunny. According to the note of authenticity, it's the very same bunny. This is so awesome. John, check status of Spurb Beta. It looks like your computer is trying to get your attention. John, look at monitor. A SBurb host user is attempting to connect with you. Client has established connection with host. Press enter when ready. John, check Pester Chum window. Tentacle therapist TT began pestering ectobiologist EB at 1708. It looks like you've managed to retrieve the beta. Excellent. I'm going to try and connect. Oh, okay, but I just got an awesome present. The rabbit? So sweet! I've heard tales of this wretched creature often. Its Homeric legend is practically enscorned by the fold of my personal mythology by now. What? Why don't we focus on the matter at hand? Oh, the game. Okay. I don't really know how this works. What am I even looking at here? You're running the client application. I'm running the server, so I'm the host user. I have established a connection with you. This is sufficient for us to play the game. Oh, okay then. Why don't we get started? John, press enter. Sburb. Mouse over the interface buttons. Select. Revise. Deploy. Vernalia Registry. Grist Catch. Explore Athenium. Alchemy Excurse. TT, select Magic Chest. TT, zoom out. TT, drop chest. Whoa, what are you doing? Sorry, I'm just getting a feel for the controls. Is my magic chest on the roof now? Yes. I will try to be more careful next time. John, get the card. You find your missing stack fetch modus and quickly reapply it to your Siladex. You can now opt for either stack or queue modus at any time. You toggle between fetch modi with gleeful abandon. Looks like your dad's leaving again for more baking supplies. You're relieved to have the house to yourself again, if only for a few minutes. You just hope he doesn't notice the magic chest on the roof. Or all the shit you threw out the window, for that matter. TT, select stuff in yard and move it back into room. Hey, do you think you could do me a favor? Can you grab all the stuff outside my broken window and bring it back in for me? I'll give it a shot. Thanks. No luck. It appears to be out of range. I'm guessing it's too far away from the player. TT, select John. You cannot select a player. John abjures the meddlesome cursor. TT, select Bunny. TT, put the bunny back in the box. Smile. TT, revise room. TT, open Fernalia registry, or however you pronounce that. Christex, Totem Lathe, Alchemeter. TT, deploy Totem Lathe. John, examine Totem Lathe. You don't know what the heck this thing does, but it does sure look neat. It sure does look neat. Golly. TT, open grist catch. It seems the expanding dimensions of your room cost us some built grist, but deploying the lathe did not appear to incur any expense. It looks like certain objects are freebies, probably to help you set up the game.
Wow, okay. What do they do?
I think it's up to you to find out. All I can do is drop stuff in your house and move it around, apparently.
How do I move stuff around? It sounds fun.
I don't think you can as the client. You'll need to install the server application. You should have received both in separate envelopes. I'm running both on my computer right now.
What?
Did you get another envelope in the mail?
No.
Once you install the server and establish a connection, I'm sure you'll be able to manipulate my environment in the same manner. Are you sure you didn't get it?
Oh, man.
I think I know where it is. I think I might know where it is. Now that your room's bigger, why don't you move to the far corner? It'll extend the reach of the cursor, and I can reach the items. Which you threw out of the window for some reason?
Good idea.
What have you been doing in here all afternoon anyways?
Ugh. I was fussing with my retarded Silodex, but I think I have it under control now. What modus do you use?
I like to use tree.
Oh no, that sounds so awkward.
It's not exceptionally practical, but I think they are elegant.
John, stand in corner.
TT, deploy Crucidex. Cruxtruder? Cruxtruder? I don't know. Boom. DT, deploy Alchemy Meter.
Why is the floor shaking? Are you dropping more stuff in my house?
Yes, 2 more large gizmos.
Sweet. What is with all these big contraptions?
If I had to guess, they appear to facilitate a sort of system involving punch card-based alchemy.
Huh. To what end? I mean, what are we supposed to be doing in this game?
That remains to be seen. Maybe you should go investigate.
John, get PDA.
You grab the PDA, switching back to stack modus so it's readily accessible. The interface is oddly sterile. No hilarious clown wallpapers or anything like that.
Oops. I mean, Harlequin wallpapers.
The serious business application is open. It seems your dad uses it to keep tabs on various acquaintances. His fellow street performers, maybe? You guess the performing arts must be pretty serious business after all. Once again, my model's going to glitch out more because I want to read these. The following matters have been submitted in a frank and forthright manner for Pipe Fan 413's judicial appraisal. Gray Slacks 66 decided to return home for fresh tie. Soiled tie will be laundered immediately upon return. Well pressed attire. Use ballpoint pen to roll up tip of cloth, extract pen, press rolled cloth against ceramic surface, e.g. restroom sink. In future, consider repositioning hat hook and or coffee pot. Photographic documentation of incident by Gray Slack 66 was posturing unevenly to reach for hat on a wall hook. Tip of slipped in the open mouth of pot. Duration of dunk approximately. Oh, I'm reading this backwards. It should be down up, not up down. Gray Slack 66. Need counsel on removing coffee from necktie. Incident occurred 45 seconds ago. Beverage essence rapidly setting into fabric. Too busy for this. Pleelab on incident. Was posturing unevenly to reach for hat on wall hook. Tip of slipped into pot, a mouth of pot. Duration of dunk approximately 33 seconds. And then everything I read previously, but backwards. You grab the PDA, You must, performing arts must be pretty serious business after all. John, install Pester Chum. This should be useful. Now you can keep tabs on your chum while you wander around the house. John, go out to balcony.
Hey, I'm out on the balcony now. I'm messaging you from my dad's PDA.
The one you threw into the yard?
No. I'm telling you, it jumped out of my Silodex like a frightened weasel.
What were you doing with it in the first place? I'm not sensing a lot of regard for the personal property of others. Is this how your pent-up frustration with your father manifested itself? What? No, those were all accidents. Please take your psychobabbery elsewhere, miss. Your bathroom's a mess. Did you do that too? Oh man, see, this isn't cool. Is all this snooping nonsense? There's a cake in your toilet. Yes, there is. I'm tempted to clean it up for you. Okay, if that'll satisfy your weird OCD complex, then go ahead. My obsessive-compulsive disorder complex? Can a disorder also be a complex? In your case, probably. Sounds complicated. Anyways, I'm gonna have a look at this enormous platformy thingy on my balcony. Examine alchemeter in a cautious manner. You have no idea what to do with this thing. You can't find any controls for it. Having exhausted all other possibilities, you decide to stand on it. This isn't very cautious of you, actually. John, look through telescope. It's a clear, sunny day. Nothing out of the ordinary to report, at least not beyond the walls of your own home. TT, grab the soiled toilet. Oops. Oops, what? What was that noise? Is this something I should go investigate? No, I have it under control. You can keep playing with your telescope. John, investigate. I think I can patch it up. Just give me a little space. Why don't you have a look at the crux tutor? The what? The thing I put in your living room. John, hop down the hole. You jump down to the utility room. John, get sledgehammer and card. You take the sledgehammer and a capsulog card, combine the two, and quickly apply it to your Strife Specibus. You think it's cool that these things don't always have to be federal fucking... You think it's cool that things don't always have to be a federal fucking issue. Looks like another one of your chums is pestering you on the PDA. John, answer chum. Guard Gnostic Gigi began pestering ectobiologist EB at 1725. John, did you get my package? Oh, hey. No, not yet. Darn. Are you sure? It was in a green box. Oh, yes, but it's in my dad's car and he's still out at the store. He should be back soon. Great. So what are you up to today? I'm up to my neck in this spurb stuff. TT's making a royal mess of my house. Well, what's suburb? Oh, it's this game. It's okay, I guess. I'm still figuring it out. Whoa, what was that? What was what? It was a really loud noise outside my house. It sounded like an explosion. Wow, really? I'll go outside and look. Man, all right. But careful, okay? I will. Guard Gnostic Gigi ceased pestering ectobiologist EB at 1728. John, might as well check out the crux intruder. Oh, hell no. You put this thing in front of the door? There's a door there? Yeah? I didn't see it. I just thought it fit nicely into that groove. You mean you thought it was elegant? Okay, well, what do I do with this thing? Hello? What are you doing up there now? Oh, fuck. John, examine wheel on crux tutor. When you turn the wheel, something seems to be pushing up from underneath the lid, but you aren't strong enough to make the lid come off. TT, put bathtub in driveway. On the tub's journey to the driveway, the connection is interrupted. John, scold TT. You can see me, right? Tell me what's wrong with this picture. Sorry, I keep losing the wireless signal. Must be the weather. I would look for a stronger signal in another part of the house, but I'd rather not risk an encounter with my mother. I battled through her cloud of gin and derision once already this evening. Yeah, I can hear you. Yes, cake, gestures, unfaltering love and support. Quite the road to hoe there. Though I suppose I'm complicit for not informing social services about your situation. I know! What about going outside? Maybe you could catch a neighbor's signal. That presents the same problem. Also, it's raining, remember? And dark. It's dark already? Yes, the sun has already set. had its way with us here on the East Coast. Its lurid glare has moved to younger time zones. Okay. John, hit Crookstruder with sledgehammer. Need some help? TT, pick up sledgehammer. What is that thing? What's that clock counting down to? I've been looking at the game FAQs walkthrough to figure out some of this stuff out. Hold while I read further. Okay. All of these walkthroughs are extremely short. None progress much further than this point. Weird. Well, I mean, it is a new game. True. Now that the lid is off, you will need to extrude some Crutix. John, turn wheel again. You extrude 1 Crutix dowel. John, get Crooksite. It? I don't know. I feel like we should be hurrying. That countdown is making me nervous. John? Oh, your PDA is trapped under Crooksite now, isn't it? Anyways, it looks like you're going to need this card too. TT, deploy pre-punched card. John, get card. A shard of glass expels from the deck and maims the Harlequin doll. John, capture log, fanciful Harlequins. You take 2 fanciful Harlequins. The additional useless freight pushes your PDA to the last card. You then switch to Q modus so you can access the PDA. More glass shrapnel flies from your deck. This thing keeps following me around. I think it's trying to talk to me or something. That is probably the kernel sprite. Apparently it needs to be prototyped. Twice, actually. Whatever the hell that means. These walkthroughs are horrendously written. Okay. Well, you're the one with the cursor, so just do whatever you think's the right thing to do. Also, fix my bathroom. TT, drop maimed Harlequin into kernel sprite. The kernel sprite has been prototyped with a Harlequin doll. Sorry, I had to do something. I still can't understand this thing's gobbledygook. That was only Tier 1 prototyping. There's still another tier to the prototyping process, which, for all we know, merely advances this entity through increasingly esoteric stages of linguistics. The clock's ticking. We don't have time for this asinine tomfoolery. This unmitigated poppycock? Extravagant hogwash. Okay, stop. I'm typing whatever this silly thing you're typing. I'm going upstairs to the big platformy thing. The alchemeter? Try to learn the lingo. John, use pre-punch card with the alchemeter. There is no slot for the card anywhere to be found on the alchemeter. The kernel sprite followed you upstairs. TT, explore Anthenium. Acquiring the crew textile seems to have populated the Anthenium with one perfectly generic object. John, capture log telescope. You snatch the telescope from its tripod. Who knows, might be useful. But more importantly, it pushes the crucitex to the last card, making it available for tinkering. The PDA is predictably jettisoned into the yard, over the neighbor's fence. John, put Crooksite on a weird pattern on alchemeter. You place the Crooksite dowel on the alchemeter's small pedestal. Something is happening. Zzz. Zzz. You set the alchemeter to 3 perfectly generic objects for some reason, expanding the total of 6 units of build grits. These things look completely useless. What a waste. Out of the corner of your eyes, you notice there's something in the sky. Switch modus to use telescope to inspect sky. You switch back to stack modus to get a closer look with your telescope. Whatever it is, the kernel sprite seems particularly agitated about it. And he has about 3 minutes left. You're no astronomer, but its trajectory looks suspiciously head-on with your current perceivement. This is a troubling development. John, high five kernel sprite. You figure you left him hanging long enough. John, attempt to ingest a unit of build grits. It's tempting because they strongly resemble rock and blue raspberry gushers. However, units of build grist are a gaming abstraction and do not seem to exist on the physical plane. It is apparently no crisis so imminent that will deter you from contemplating idiotic and frivolous actions. TT, your dad's getting home. John? What did you do with your PDA this time? I'm working on the bathroom, but we're low on build grits. TT, revised bathroom. John, run to your room and contact TT through Pester Chum. 2 chums have been trying to message you. Answer chums. I'm working on the bathroom, but we are running low on build grits. Oh man, who cares about the bathroom? Now there's a meteor headed for my house. I see. Do you suppose it has anything to do with the game? I don't know, maybe. What do I do? I think it's very likely. The walkthroughs vaguely suggest an impending threat before they end. The already poorly constructed sentences have become more curt and ambiguous, as if written hastily and with a sense of alarm. Actually, they're dedicating to updating the walkthrough under such circumstances is admirable. Wow, fascinating. If the meteor is a game construct, I think the only thing to do is proceed and try to solve the dilemma on the game's terms. Try using the lathe. It says you can use the card on it, but isn't more specific than that. Okay, I'll do that. Really, it is a labor to read this drivel. If I read any more, my brain will need to be spoon-fed from a jar, while it blows spit bubbles into a high chair. I think I will write my own walkthrough. That is, after we make sure you don't die. Turntech Godhead TG began pestering ectobiologist EB at 1734. Heard you got the box. Hope you appreciate my heroic fatherly perseverance in getting it to you. In my rough, tumble-dirty, wife-beaterly sort of way. Also, I hope you appreciate how many no-talent douches have their mitts on that bunny before you. It's like a grabby baton with some huge douchebag marathon. Hey, where are you? Oh man, the bunny was awesome, but I don't have time to talk. I'm playing Spurb, and it's kind of a nightmare. TT's breaking everything in my house. Dude, I told you to steer clear of that game. And for that matter, you should probably wash your hands of flighty broads and their sneaky horseshit altogether. And now there's a meteor coming. And I'm not even joking about that. It's like a big asteroid or comet or something in the sky, heading right for my house. Man, how big is it? I don't know. Big, I guess. I gotta go. We'll talk later if I'm still alive and the Earth isn't blown up. Like, the size of Texas? Or just Rhode Island? They're always throwing around these geographical comparisons to give us a sense of scale, like it really means anything to us. But it's like, it doesn't matter. It's always just like, wow, that's pretty fucking big. Like, Mr. President, there's a meteor coming, sir. Oh yeah, how big is it? Is it the size of Texas, sir? Oh shit. Oh, how big is it? Is it the size of New York City, sir? Oh shit. Sir, I'm afraid the comet's the size of your mom's dick. Oh snap. Sir, are you familiar with Jupiter? You mean like the planet? Yeah. Well, it's that big, sir. That sounds pretty big. I have a question. Is it Jupiter? Yes, sir. Earth is literally under siege by planet fucking Jupiter. Oh shit. Anyways, later. John, use pre-punched card on totem lathe. You slip the pre-punched card into the slot on the totem lathe. Above, the tool arm is deploys a configuration of chisels. Now you need something to lathe. John, take Crucex to Totem Lathe. Cursing your lack of foresight, you return to the balcony for the Crucex dowel you left on the pedestal. You navigate the hallway leery of your dad, who is presently puzzling over the new fixture in the hallway. Perfect crime. You retrieve the Crucex dowel. Dad just shrugs and heads back downstairs, presumably to do some more baking. If only at noon you were hard at work saving his ass. John, use Cruxite dowel on Totem Lathe. You clamp the Cruxite in the lathe. John, activate lathe. The lathe carves 1 totem. You take the totem. Evie, alright, I use the lathe to make this blue shapy thing. Now I guess I take it back to the alchemizer again? Hello? Tentacle therapist TT is no longer connected. Connection lost. A young lady stands in her bedroom. Due to a violent storm, her house has just lost power, along with her wireless internet connection. This has severed her link to a popular video game she was playing with a young man at a critical moment. That young man is relying on this young lady to reestablish a connection somehow. This young lady is named... It's on the tip of the tongue. What was the name of this young lady again? Enter name. Flighty Broad. No, that wasn't it. One more time. Rose Lalonde. Examine room. Your name is Rose. Sorry, my voice is getting froggy. Your name is Rose. As was previously mentioned, you are without electricity, although your laptop computer still functions on battery power. You have a variety of interests. You have a passion for rather obscure literature. You enjoy creative writing and are somewhat selective about it. You have a fondness for the bestially strange and fictitious, and sometimes dabble in psychoanalysis. You also like to knit, and your room is a bit of a mess. And on occasion, if just the right one strikes your fancy, you like to play video games with your friends. What will you do? Rose, retrieve arms from the purple box. The purple package's contents are private. No one is allowed to look inside. Rose, ride like a flagellum and puke on your bed. Ugh, what a terrible idea. The thought alone makes you sick to your stomach. Rose, stroke writing journal and mutter, "My precious." You would only resort to such an embarrassing activity while no one's watching. These journals are for your eyes only. Rose, get violin. You capsulog the violin, storing it in the root card of your Siladex. Rose, play a haunting refrain on the violin. You waste approximately 40 seconds playing the violin while your friend is in peril. Nice time management skills there, sweetheart. John, tell Liv Tyler you love her before impact. Since your good-for-nothing friend is obviously not going to bail you out in time, you issue words of parting fondness to dear, sweet Liv. Oh, if only Affleck could have been the one to make the final sacrifice instead of her stubborn, blue-collar, salt-of-the-earth father. Then she would fall into your arms for consolation, and you would be the one to make the deceased Bruce Willis proud. Rose, capsulog knitting supply bag. You get the knitting pad. It occupies the left leaf card, under the violin, per the tree modus alphabetical sorting method. K to the left of V. Rose, look out window. Your panoramic window offers a view of your yard below, and the mausoleum hosting your dead cat, Jasper's, who died when you were young. Your mom had the structure erected with a spirit of scornful irony in response to your youthfully innocent request to hold a funeral for your animal. At least that's how you've come to interpret the gesture in retrospect. You can also make out a silhouette of the laboratory next to your door, a facility which likely broadcasts a strong wireless internet signal. You may be able to connect to the signal from a different part of your house. Perhaps if you seek higher ground. Rose, get laptop. You take your laptop and prepare to make the journey through the house. L is to the left, is to the right of V, while L is to the left of K. No. I'm going to be honest, I don't really understand how Rose's thing works, so I can't really explain as well as I can explain the other ones. So, I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure it's just alphabetical balancing. So L is to the left of V, and L is to the right of K. This causes the tree to be unbalanced, so your Sylladex auto-balance itself. Now, the laptop occupies the root card, while the other two items comprise the leaves. Rose, examine book on desk. Grimoire for summoning the zoologically dubious. This book is absolutely indispensable for enthusiasts of your ilk, of which there are very few. Rose, take book. You take the Grimoire. G is to the left of L, G is to the left of K. Rose, go explore the house. You leave your bedroom. Hanging just next to the door in the hallway is a painting of an exquisite wizard. Your mother collects these awful things, ironically. She must know how much you detest them. There is no doubt in your mind she stores these dreadful things in the house to bother you. Down the hall to the right is the way to the observatory. Perhaps you'll be able to connect from up there. Your mother's room is also in that direction. You will have to watch your steps. Rose, tiptoe to observatory. You approach a juncture in the hallway. Beyond the juncture is the observatory. Rose, sneak by. This door leads up to the observatory. You haven't ventured up there in quite some time. Rose, go through door. The door opens to an exterior walkway leading to the observatory entrance. You've seen less inclement weather before. Oh, the things you'll do to help out a friend. Rose, hurry up to that observatory. Rose, try to connect. You first put your laptop down on the floor to get it situated. But removing it from the root card causes all the branches and leaves to be severed. Your items are dumped unceremoniously on the floor. Rose, see what you can observe. You're in a hurry, sure, but that doesn't mean you can't take a moment to peek through the huge telescope. You find a gap in the clouds. It seems a flurry of smaller meteoroids is streaking steadily overhead. You're not sure what this means, but it is somewhat disconcerting. Rose, stack laptop on Grimoire to maximize elevation. You'll need every advantage you can get. Rose, access laboratory Wi-Fi network. There are several signals being broadcasted from the laboratory, each of relevantly decent strength. One of them is mysteriously and quite conveniently unsecured, requiring no password. You select the signal and reconnect to the game with John. I'm back. Hurry up and open my door. Not that it even matters. I think I'm probably dead no matter what. Patience, you still haven't used the new totem. I believe it will create an item on the punch card. So what is it, like an apple or something? God, what will it even do? We'll see. I found no evidence that anyone has successfully created the item, and the content on the card appears to be a veritable form session to session. In one instance, it was described as an eggy-looking thing. We have enough of those building jewels to make it? According to the Atheum, it's a free item. This speaks to its importance in my view. Now off you go. Rose, remove door from hinges. There goes the rest of your build grits. Rose, put bathtub back. You probably should have just done this in the first place. John, take totem to alchemeter. You get those stupid blocks out of the way first. The Colonel Sprite is getting awfully worked up about this. Rose, remove blocks. You store the perfectly generic objects in the paraphernalia registry, potentially to deploy at a later time. John, take bite of apple. Sorry, I'm playing with the sound. I didn't realize it was so low before. End of Act 1. I'm gonna read the intermission, but once Act 2 starts, which it shouldn't out, so then I think I'm gonna call it a day. Years in the future, but not many. A wayward vagabond records a stuttering step in the sun-bleached dust. And this was actually a really short intermission. Intermission between, I believe it's 3 and 4 is so long. But this one's just this one extended panel. So yeah, I think I'm going to call it there, guys. Thank you for putting up with me and watching this. I don't know if I'll read more live or not. I mean, I like the story and I like reading it. I'm in Act 4, so you know. I've gone a while reading it, but I forgot how many weird words there are, because when I'm reading it in my head, I can just be like, oh, I know what that is. I'm just going to skip it. But then as soon as I have to read it out loud, I'm like, oh no, I'm really dumb. I'm really stupid. I don't know how to read. So we'll see if I continue reading it. Let me know what you guys think. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, either while I was live or years in the future, but not many. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. Love you. See you later. Bye.